Coming into the 2020 NFL Draft, Chase Claypool was one of many names of wide receivers with first-round talent that ended up dropping down the draft board. I could have looked at a bunch of different names of rookie pass catchers for this video that have stood out this year. Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb, but I've decided that Claypool is the most intriguing player of all of them for me to cover. The Steelers scooped him up with the 49th pick in the second round of the draft, and after just 5 weeks he has developed into one of the premier pass catchers in the NFL. Not only has he established himself as an invaluable piece to the Steelers offense, but he is adding an element to their game that they haven't had since Antonio Brown departed. We're going to look at his film from the Steelers' Week 5 nail-biter against the Philadelphia Eagles and break down exactly what makes Claypool such a valuable asset to Big Ben in his return season, and how he has rounded out this Steelers offense into one of the most complete teams in the NFL that has a chance to compete for it all this year. The first play I want to look at came early in the second quarter with the game tied at 7. Claypool had already rushed for a touchdown earlier to put the Steelers on the board, and here he lines up at the bottom of your screen as the X receiver in a gun double split wing formation. A nice nuance of this set is the tight end being split off the offensive tackle as well as off the line of scrimmage by a few feet. This alignment can help force pass rushers wider than they would like to be if they have a contain assignment, and it forces inside linebackers into a more aggressive pursuit in defending the outside zone because the tight end can get a natural down block on the defensive end. Either way, the Steelers are running a flat and slant pattern on the boundary side of the formation, and the Eagles' cornerbacks alignment shows man coverage. Claypool does a fantastic job of the ball, taking big space-consuming steps upfield and eventually forcing Jalen Mills to open his hips towards the sideline as he gives him the wide plant step with his left foot. Mills is forced to turn his body around completely, and Claypool has already won this rap. He runs wide open across the field and uses his speed to shake Jalen Mills off completely. Now this is immaculate technique from Chase Claypool. The aggressive run at the cornerback's outside shoulder in combination with the fake out plant step is a page straight out of Julio Jones's book, and he does it to perfection. But there's another even more impressive gem in this play, and that's the awareness and communication that Claypool demonstrates here. Take a look at this pre-snap sequence. Claypool is looking across the formation and communicating with Juju Smith-Schuster in the slot. What's happening here is that Claypool has understood everything that's about to happen on defense, and he's figured out what he needs to do to not only get a first down but to score on this play. He gives Juju this little hand signal pre-snap telling him to change his designed route into a quick out that will draw the defender further towards the sideline. Now, many teams use number systems for hot routes, and I'm assuming that the number 2 was the call for a speed out for the Steelers this particular week. Juju understands exactly what's going on. He runs his route purely to distract his coverage man away from where the ball is going, and Claypool's plan works out perfectly as he beats Jalen Mills. Ben finds him wide open across the field, and no defender is in position to recover and make the tackle. What's remarkable is how well this offense is clicking this early in the season. Claypool is a rookie wide receiver running a slant route in a year that gave him less preparation than any other, and he's basically out there calling plays for the Steelers at the line of scrimmage. That's something that most rookie quarterbacks don't do this early on in their first season. This is by far the most impressive play I've seen Claypool make this year, and the mental part of it really seals the deal. This next rep came in the fourth quarter as Claypool lines up at the top of your screen, once again as the lone X receiver, this time against Darius Slay. From a technical point of view, this is basically a repetition of the play we saw earlier. He's one-on-one in-man coverage, running a quick slant with a flat route underneath. Now, Darius Slay is one of the truly elite cornerbacks in the game, and he's seen every trick in the book. Claypool attempts a very similar move, long strides at the defender and a stutter step as he transitions into his inside break. Slay plays it perfectly and does not get fooled on his route at all. And with the defender all over him, literally this coverage could not be played any better from start to finish, Claypool finds a way to use his 6'4" frame to box him out and make a contested catch on a key third down for Pittsburgh. And again, the similarities to Julio Jones are uncanny with Claypool. There is absolutely nothing that one of the best man corners in the game can do about this completion as the Steelers keep the drive alive. Last one for the day is this closer late in the fourth quarter with the game still on the line. Once again, the Steelers are in a third down situation as they line up in a 5 wide, running smash concepts on both sides of the field, indicated by a short hitch with a corner route over the top. Additionally, they have Claypool in the slot on an option route, which against a loose cover 2 zone basically means go get open. The route concept on the outsides are designed to stretch the defense as far horizontally across the field as possible to give Claypool room to work with against a linebacker in space. He essentially has the option here to cut left, cut right, stick at the line of scrimmage, or take it deep, all depending what he gets from the coverage. The fact that the Steelers repeatedly trust him with these roles already shows the belief they have in him being able to process what's going on and make the right decision. Nathan Gary is the unfortunate soul here who is assigned to play the sticks on this one, and so you see him sitting at the line of scrimmage in what's called a hook zone. As the smashes on the perimeter pull both deep defenders far outside the hashes, this is a classic example of how cover 2 gets toasted by the right concepts and just a good old mismatch down the seam. This is a free touchdown for Pittsburgh thanks to Claypool's play recognition. The Steelers went on to win the game and Chase Claypool was the main man responsible for it. Keep in mind that this Eagles team is a lot better than their record, and the Steelers defense gave up an uncharacteristic amount of points on Sunday, and the team was still able to rally behind the offense and get it done. With Big Ben being back in charge and working with one of the most explosive receiving groups he's ever had, and that's really saying something by the way, Pittsburgh is looking like one of the most solid teams in the league, and I'm expecting them to make major waves come playoff time, with Chase Claypool at the very front of that success. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you found it insightful, please leave me a like and consider subscribing to Beyond Football. I'm planning on covering a lot more players over the season, and I also upload a weekly predictions podcast on my channel called The Scoreboard, featuring fantasy football pro Smokey Ramirez from the Atlanta Trash Talkers. Thank you once again for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one.